Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nurse Hlali's Rebranded and I am back with another video. So after I posted my wedding anniversary vlog on Instagram, I promised you guys that I would do a video where I am talking about how I planned for my anniversary celebration. So that is what I am doing today. I want to share with you how I planned my anniversary wedding celebration and also give some tips on how you can do some wedding planning in 2025 in South Africa, especially because I am based in South Africa. Yes, so that is what I'll be talking about in this video. And if you are probably about to get married and you are planning your wedding and you're thinking about how you want to do things and you're probably confused, you don't even know where to start with wedding planning, then this is the video for you, honey. Stick around and I'll be giving you some tips in this video. Okay, so here are some of the things that I will be talking about in this video. Number one, I am going to talk about why my husband and I actually did our wedding celebration at our 5th year anniversary. Right? Yeah, so I'm going to talk about that. Number two, I'm going to talk about the budget. You need to think about your budget when you are planning your wedding celebration. I'm going to talk about the research that you need to do to find your vendors or the people that will be involved in your wedding celebration. I am going to talk about how to choose your vendors, and I'm going to talk about how you can make the whole celebration something that is going to be enjoyable, something that you can enjoy and something that your guests can enjoy and you can all just have fun. How to make that happen. So without any further ado and wasting of time, let's get into this video. So firstly, why did me and my husband do our wedding celebration at our 5-year anniversary? So a little bit of background before I get into a lot in this video. Me and my husband got married in 2020, deep within COVID. In 2020, we were supposed to get married in September, on the 3rd of September. But COVID came and we actually realized as we were planning for the celebration that we are on lockdown and it's not going to be possible for us to do a wedding celebration. At that time, people were still doing wedding celebrations, but I think there were restrictions on the number of people that you can have at your wedding. But because we really just wanted everyone to be safe and our guests to be safe, oh, and there was also interprovincial travel restrictions as well, so we couldn't continue doing the wedding because my family is in another province. I'm from the Eastern Cape and I'm currently based in Joburg, so we could not do our wedding celebration for those reasons. But actually, when we look back, me and my husband, we are actually thankful that we couldn't do our wedding celebration back in 2020, because we would have used up all of the money that we were saving in 2020 before we got married, literally on the wedding. And we would have started our marriage financially not at such a great place. Me and my husband have always planned to do our things cash, not getting any loans. So even back in 2020, we were saving the few months leading up to the time that we got married, we were saving. But we actually needed those savings after we got married for a lot of things in the house and, you know, just setting up and starting our life. So if we had done our wedding back then, we would have used up all of that money to do a wedding, and then we would have taken such a lot of time to just get our furniture, set ourselves up in our home, because the funds would have been depleted by the wedding celebration. So we were actually quite thankful that we couldn't do our wedding celebration. And as we were going through our marriage and we just realized how much marriage needs a lot of money, we were actually quite happy And I started thinking to myself that when would be a good time for us to actually celebrate and now have like all of our family members and all of our friends and people who are special to us, when can we have them to come and celebrate with us? And I thought to myself, we're nearing our 5-year anniversary, and 5 years is quite a huge milestone in marriage. So we decided then we would do a 5th year anniversary celebration. Yes. So that's how we ended up actually doing our wedding celebration at our 5th year anniversary. And to be honest, we are both very much happy with it. In our 5 years of marriage, we had time to sort out our finances, get to a bit of like a comfortable place where we can be able to take a lot of money and put it towards a celebration without getting into debt, and also without having a lot of debt on our side. We had time to like sort out our finances, get rid of debt, and make sure that we do our wedding and we can enjoy it without having a lot of financial issues that we can experience afterwards. So yeah, that's why we decided to do our wedding celebration on our 5th year anniversary. And then the second thing, what I did, or what we did when we were thinking and planning of doing our anniversary celebration, we started thinking about like the budget and how much money we thought we would need to make this thing happen. So initially, I did not want us to spend anything more than 80,000 or 100,000 to make this wedding celebration happen. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking that, oh, weddings are so expensive. Like, how the heck did I think that I would make it happen with like 80,000 or 100,000? And I honestly thought we would be able to make it happen because of the number of guests that we were thinking of having at our wedding, and the venue that we wanted to use, and where I would get my dress. Okay, so what I decided to do, so back in 2020 when we were planning our wedding originally, we already had a venue by the time we cancelled our wedding celebration. We already had a venue, and back in 2020 I knew how much the venue was going to cost. Around 40,000, 45,000, thereabout. The dress that I was gonna wear back in 2020, or at least where I was gonna get my dress, it was a bridal shop that I knew had like discounts on their dresses and wedding sales. So they were running a wedding dress sale for like 5,000 rand. You rent your wedding dress for 5,000 rand, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna still use that bridal shop if we do the celebration again. And I knew fairly how much wedding shoes cost, and I had gotten quotes for the flowers, the wedding flowers as well. And I knew roughly how much that would cost for the number of guests that we had in mind. And I also knew that when it comes to getting the outfit for the groom, you don't need to spend like such a lot of money. There's a variety of places that you can look at to get an affordable suit, an affordable outfit for the groom. So that was what my 80,000 rand calculation was based on. And even now, even though we actually didn't end up spending 80,000 or 100,000 on our wedding, I do feel like it is possible if you are working with a limited budget, especially if you do proper research on the venue, because I think the venue is the most expensive thing when it comes to the wedding. Unfortunately, the venue that we had, it covered the catering, it covered the decor, so it was like an all-inclusive venue that also covers the DJ as well. So that's the amount that I hoped that we were going to spend. But then as I was doing more research and looking at updated figures of things, and also just looking at the style that I have right now. So back in 2020, I had a certain style of dress, even when it came to the decor. Though actually I didn't change my decor style. Back in 2020, I wanted us to go with burgundy, pink, cream for our theme colors. And even now, those are the colors that I went for. But when it comes to the style of the decor, back in 2020, I think I would have gone with something that's more, not so modern, I think. Yeah, and I can, when I just think back at the mock decor that they showed us back in 2020, it was okay. It's totally different to what I wanted now this time. So my style over the years, it also changed, even with my dress. It didn't change too drastically, because back in 2020 I still wanted like a mermaid dress that's body hugging, but yeah, when I just think about the dresses that I tried on back then that I could get from that wedding sale, my style and my taste changed quite a lot now. So I had to spend a bit more now on my wedding dress, and it was not on sale this time. Yeah, so and initially this time we wanted to accommodate a bit more people in our guest list, because we wanted to literally write down a list of all of the people that we would want to come. And we got a quote based on that, and we realized that at our venue, with that number of people that we wanted, it was actually going to be quite affordable. So we went with that number. Initially, when we were going to get married in 2020, we wanted to have 100 people, and then we realized we've been in so many congregations, our families are so big. Having 100 people at the wedding would be quite an ambitious number. So we decided to take the number just a bit up, maybe to 120 or 130, and then see how much we'd have to pay for that. So basically what I'm trying to say in this point, you need to look at how much money can you save. If you have maybe like a few months to plan your wedding, maybe you just got engaged and you'd like to get married in the next 6 or 12 months, look at you and your partner's income. Look at how much you guys can save for either 6 months or 12 months, and look at what's available out there when it comes to wedding planning. So look at the different venues, the bridal shops, look at the makeup artists, look at where you can get your husband's outfit or your fiance's outfit, look at the flowers. Those are the important things that you need to look at. And how much do they cost, or what is the range of the cost from the lowest cost to the highest cost. Look at your style and your taste. Would you fall on the lower cost side of things, on the higher cost side of things, or are you somewhere in the middle? Can you compromise on certain things? And then you can be able to see how much you need to save, and how much more or less your particular wedding will cost. And trust me, there is a lot of options to choose from. You just need to do enough research about everything, right? And then after we had sort of like established now in 2025 how much things cost, and we established the style that I'm going for, and a lot of these things were based on me and my taste, because men, they don't really care about wedding celebrations. So I did everything. So one thing that I wanted to do now with this 5th year anniversary celebration though, was to keep some of the vendors that we were going to use back in 2020. So the venue that we actually did our wedding celebration at now in 2025 is part of the same venue that we would have used back in 2020, but it's another branch of theirs. So we wanted to do sort of like a garden wedding, an outside setting, because we can't use the chapel because of our beliefs. As Jehovah's Witnesses, we couldn't use their chapel because there is a cross in the chapel, and we do not use the cross in our worship. And they told us that they wouldn't be able to remove the cross, so then we decided to go with a garden venue instead then. And so when we told them we want to do an outside setup in the garden for the ceremony, then they told us they have another branch in Pretoria, and that branch has a nicer outside garden setup. So then we decided that okay, cool, we are going to go with that venue, the one in Pretoria. And we don't live far from Pretoria. Okay, well, it is a bit of a distance, but it was not going to be too bad for us to travel. By the way, the venue that we did our wedding celebration at is called Gecko Ridge Wedding and Conferences. Yeah, that's the venue in Pretoria. So absolutely loved that venue. When we went to go and see it, man, okay, the first visit, I really liked the pictures that I saw. I loved the pictures that I saw of the venue, and then we went to go and view it. And when we went to go and view it, I was happy with the venue, but I think I didn't see the vision like just yet, that this is the place that's going to make my vision come to life. It took me a bit of time in settling into it and seeing the venue a bit more for me to actually see that, okay, no, this is it. This place is the one that's going to make my vision come to life. But either way, I was set on the venue. We were not going to be looking at other venues because there are a lot of nice venues here in Joburg. A lot of nice venues, but they are very pricey. So what we really liked about this venue that we ended up going with was that it was quite affordable, and we could accommodate the number of people that we wanted as our guests at our wedding at such an affordable price. So yeah, the venue, was totally happy with it. And as I said, it covered the catering, it covered the decor and the DJ. So one vendor sorted out everything, and then the flowers, we got them from one of the vendors there as well. So it was like a nice seamless process, getting one venue that has like sort of everything, and I didn't have to stress about all of those things. So now with me and my husband, we just needed to figure out what are we going to wear. I needed to figure out my dress, my shoes and everything, and my husband, what is he going to wear. So that is what we had to think about when we were budgeting and thinking about how much things are actually going to cost. Yeah, I don't know if I want to tell you guys the amount that we used, because there's obviously a lot of things that I need to think about. Yeah, and I do not want to offend or stumble any people when I talk about the amount that we actually used, but I have watched a lot of videos where people didn't actually share the amount, and I would have gone to that video wanting to know like how much does this thing cost, and then they don't share it. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to share the amount that we actually used. Personally, I am comfortable sharing the amount. Oh, you know what, let me just share it. This is really just to help someone who's out there and who's planning their wedding, and you are watching my video and you're trying to do research on how much to budget, more or less, you know, for a kind of wedding that like we did. Obviously depending on the vendors that we used, but we used around 130,000 for our wedding, which is, I found that I'm quite happy with that amount because I'm the person who wanted to spend 80,000 or 100,000 on the wedding. And when I was doing my research, I saw a lot of people actually spend more for their weddings, and I was quite happy with this amount because I felt like it accommodated everything that we needed. And yeah, it's not as much as like all the other amounts that I've heard from other people that were just absolutely shocking to me. So yeah, that's how much we spent. And as soon as we figured out everything, what we're going to use, how much everything cost, the venue, the dress and everything, I drew up a spreadsheet And in my spreadsheet I listed everything, the venue, this is how much it costed, and every time we made payments I would write the amounts, and then I would tick everything just so that we can see, okay, how much more money do we still need to save up or put towards this whole thing. So that's basically how I did it. And then another thing that I did when it comes to the research that you need to do, when I saw like a bride that had like very good makeup and like I loved the hair that they wore at their wedding, I reached out to them and I asked them which vendors or what vendors did they use for their makeup and for their hair. I know there was recently a JW bride that got married, I think a few months before my celebration, or I don't know, maybe last year or something. But I really liked her makeup and I liked the hair that she wore. And there are other ladies that I'd been watching over time on YouTube that I saw got married, did celebrations, and I reached out to them and I asked them what makeup artists did they use, because when it comes to like the makeup and the hair, I didn't just want to buy hair from anywhere or just get a makeup artist from anywhere, because I knew that for me, I need to look beautiful and I need to feel confident on my day. If my hair is not fine, and with the hair especially, I knew that obviously I don't want to wear the hair only at the wedding and then after that I can't wear it again because it's not good quality. So I needed good quality hair. And I also wanted to make sure that my makeup artist was going to eat my look. I needed a makeup artist that I knew was just going to do such a fantastic job on my face, because I'm not a person who puts on a lot of makeup. I'm such a simple natural girl. I barely put on makeup, but when I do put on makeup, I think my makeup looks good. And my husband also loves the way I do my makeup. As simple as it is, my husband loves it. And by the way, when I got married back in 2020, I did my own makeup. So my husband loved it. And I knew that my husband does not want to not be able to recognize me on that day. So I really needed someone who is good at what they do when it comes to makeup, and also when it comes to styling my hair, because I decided that this time I didn't want a natural hairstyle. Back in 2020 when I got married, I had a natural hairstyle, and this time I just wanted like something different. So yeah, I did my research, I asked people, and I found the perfect person to do my makeup. I am so happy with my makeup artist, and she styled my hair so perfectly. Yeah, so I did the research even when it comes to the wedding shoe, the shoe that I wore. I did a lot of research on that as well. I knew the kind of shoe that I don't want. And even when it came to my dress, I did so much research when it comes to the dress. I went for a few dress fittings, and it's like immediately when I wore a dress, I knew that no, this is not what I want. This is not working for me. It's just not my style. And so yeah, when I went to the last place now that I ended up using for my dress, yeah, like I was just mind blown with the dresses. Yeah, but it took a lot of research. I had to really look around, go for a few dress fittings until I found exactly what I was looking for. So another thing with the vendors now, I wanted to choose vendors that were recommended by other people. Like I said, I didn't want to try out someone that I don't have reviews about, because I just wanted to make sure that things go well. I didn't want any mistakes. One thing about me, I'm a perfectionist, and I just wanted everything to come out exactly the way that I had it in my mind. And if it didn't come out that way, I think it was really just going to affect the experience that I had on my wedding day. So that is why I made sure to do a lot of research beforehand. Unfortunately, because it was going to be expensive, I didn't do a makeup trial. I didn't do a makeup trial. I didn't do, me and my husband didn't do the food tasting at our venue. Yeah, I just needed to have faith. But at the same time, that's why I spent a lot of time then with the research and looking at other brides and how their looks came out. And yeah, I don't regret doing that much research, because then everything came out exactly the way that I hoped and the way that I'd wanted and wished. Okay, so the other thing that I would say try and do before you plan your wedding celebration, try and get things done on time. Don't do things last minute. Don't try and be finding your vendors last minute, because now if you are doing things last minute, you're going to rush the process, right? So me and my husband started like doing the proper planning in Jan this year, but last year in October I'd already chosen my venue. We had already chosen the venue, paid a deposit on it, so I already knew that okay, that's sorted. But the planning of everything else, we started doing it in January of this year. So we had like six and a half months to find everything and figure out everything. And by the time June came, which was a month before my celebration, I'd already figured out everything. It was just a matter of now making the last payments for everything. So try and do things on time. Maybe give yourself 6 to 12 months to plan for your wedding. Even when it comes to like saving the money, give yourself maybe 6 to 12 months to put away money. Yeah, the first 6 months to save, and then the last 6 months to start making payments, and then the rest of the 6 months make sure that you've planned everything. And then also just budgeting for miscellaneous things. Yeah, we come from different backgrounds, and you might have parents or siblings or whatever that will need some help with getting to your wedding, or maybe some people in your family that might need help with outfits and all of those things. And please make sure you prepare everyone way ahead of time for your wedding. Don't tell people last minute that you're getting married. Give people time to budget and save and plan for your wedding, because they are also going to incur costs when it comes to your wedding. We didn't even have like bridesmaids in our wedding, because we're just like, no, we're already married, so we don't need bridesmaids. I think for me, I'm actually quite happy that we didn't do the bridesmaids things anyways. But people are going to need to, if you have a theme, they're going to need to buy clothes for your wedding, shoes. People are going to want to look good. So tell them ahead of time, send your invites ahead of time, so that they can be able to prepare themselves as well. I think the last thing that I want to mention now, when it comes to my anniversary celebration, me and my husband, we love music. We are musicians. We love music, and I love having a good time. I love having a good time. So I really wanted to make sure that I enjoy my wedding to the full. I wanted it to be a party. I wanted my wedding to be a party. I knew that I wanted to involve a lot of singing. I knew that the wedding playlist needed to be top tier. And I knew that I wanted a program that was not going to be filled with too many speeches. And me and my husband really wanted like the people who are close to us to go and speak and share their experience with us in our 5 years of marriage. And we didn't want to have a lot of speakers as well, just like our very, very close people in terms of our family, like our parents, our siblings, and our like very, very close friends. But I wanted like a lot of items that we could all be able to enjoy in my program. So I spent a lot of time talking to my husband and us planning like our program and how we wanted to do things and what were the most important things to us. The music, the playlist was very, very important, and we wanted to accommodate different types of taste in music as well, to accommodate the elderly people, to accommodate the young people, and to accommodate me and my husband's taste as well in music. So we planned that out quite a bit, and I included dance challenges at my wedding celebration because I really wanted us to be able to have fun, you know. A lot of people maybe they can't dance and they don't know what to do, or some people can move their body but they just do not know what to do. So the dance challenges, I knew that they were going to help everyone to, you know, practice in advance and like just know what to do, how to dance. And I really wanted music that like almost everyone was enjoying at the time. And you know what, we had a blast. We had a blast. I enjoyed my wedding so much, guys. I enjoyed my anniversary celebration so much. And oh man, you know, I got so validated when I could see that a lot of like our friends and our guests were like, yo, it was so much fun. Because that was the aim. That was the aim. Throughout the whole time period, just before the weeks leading up to our celebration, I made sure for us to send people the links to practice the dance challenges, because I just really wanted all of us to be able to have a good time. And you know what? We had a great time. We had a great time. So just one more thing that I wanted to mention. Another thing that also causes like things to be quite expensive when it comes to a wedding is alcohol. And very early on, me and my husband, we decided we do not want alcohol at our wedding, because we really wanted to make sure that everything goes in an orderly manner and everything is decent at the wedding. We really didn't want people who were going to, yeah guys, we just didn't want a rowdy event, hey. We just wanted to keep things decent, organized and orderly. So we did not pay for alcohol for our guests, but the venue did want to do a cash bar. So if you were to close the bar for your event, we were going to have to pay a certain amount. So we did open the bar for people who did want to buy something. But I'm really so happy and so thankful that my guests, oh, they behaved. Everybody was on their best behavior, and like everything went so well and it was so orderly. Even the people at the venue afterwards, they were quite happy and pleased with our guests. Everybody was on their best behavior, and yeah, we didn't break anything. So yeah, so that's basically everything. Hey, that's basically how we planned for our wedding celebration. Those are all of the things that were quite important for us, and we really just wanted to make sure that everything came out well and we enjoyed the day. And we really did. It was a beautiful day of us just reminiscing, reflecting on our 5 years of marriage and how Jehovah blessed us and just kept us safe and just helped us to get through everything in the whole 5 years and just continue loving one another. And we got the chance to celebrate with the people that we love the most, who are close to our heart. And each and everyone that was there at my wedding, I really appreciate them and their presence in my life. Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we really were able to celebrate with those people. They've been supporting us throughout this whole time, and yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and click on your notification bell so that you can be notified when I post a video. And yeah, if you have any questions really about everything that I mentioned in this video, please do leave a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope this video will help you with your wedding planning. I'm gonna see you guys on my next video. Bye.